Welcome to another edition of Scranton MMA Insider. I'm your host, Jeff Reese. This week we'll be dedicating our episode to the half guard. We'll start with our Q&A, and our question comes to us from Scranton MMA Insider at yahoo.com. The question is, I find myself getting stuck in half guard. By the time I think of what to try, my opponent has already passed to cross-side or mount. What should I be doing in half guard? First thing you have to do is change your train of thought regarding half guard. You want to think of half guard as a nomadic position. Get in and get out. If you're in half guard, despite current sport trends, you've probably done something to mess up your full guard or messing up your cross-body escape. So think of it as a transitory position. Get through it as fast as possible and achieve one of the four main goals. Anytime I find myself in half guard bottom, I have four main objectives. My first objective would be to replace full guard. Get back to where I'm comfortable, get back to where I can block punches and have a wider array of sweeps and submissions. My second option from half guard bottom then would be to sweep to the top position. Look for any arsenal, any array of sweeps that I can think of that will get me off of the bottom and onto the top where I'm far more comfortable and far more safe. My third objective then is to stand the fight back up. Use my half guard, use the strength of my hips, the mobility of my hips to get that fight back to standing. Again, getting off the bottom. And my fourth option then would be to submit the opponent from my half guard. If I have a few slick submissions that I'm confident in, then I'm certainly going to go after them and end the battle right there. So hopefully these four objectives and this different mindset will help you in your half guard. And email us back, let us know. Okay guys, welcome to the drill portion of our episode. Again, focusing on half guard. So today's drill will focus on strengthening our core, increasing the flexibility of our hips, increasing the mobility of our hips, and ultimately increasing the longevity of our ability to bridge and shrimp when we find ourselves using half guard from the bottom. I'm going to use a stability ball. If you have a stability ball, great. If you don't have a stability ball, you could have a partner turtle up for you and work this drill on top of a turtled up partner. Maybe you could use the end of a couch, the end of a bed, something like that. Get creative if you don't have a stability ball. With my stability ball, I'm going to roll out on it until I get out to about mid-thigh or my knees. Good base with my hands. And now I'm going to start a scissoring motion with my hips, rocking back and forth, nice and slow, getting a good stretch out of it, getting good static movement, good static strength, and then eventually I can start with some more movement to get good dynamic strength, good dynamic explosiveness. All right, you're gonna do this for as long as you can, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, eventually building up maybe to a 5-minute drill. And that's gonna increase the flexibility, strength, and mobility of your hips. Okay guys, same drill, this time from multiple angles. All right guys, here we are in the technique portion of our episode, and I'm joined right now by Lamont Tyler from Team Rock. He is a judo black belt and a Hoist Gracie brown belt. And sticking with our theme, we're going to be working some half guard bottom. So I'm going to give it over to Lamont here, and he's going to show you two of his favorite techniques.
Okay. We start off with using the lockdown. When I'm doing a lockdown, I take the outside leg, come over. The inside leg comes, I figure four my legs, and I come under, capturing his leg. I can either leave it figure forward or I can actually bring it side by side. From here, I roll back, bringing my knees up, pulling his body to the top, hugging his leg, turning my body to the side, and stretch my bottom leg. So, I start off half guard. This leg, the outside leg, comes over. Inside leg, come over top of my leg and under his leg. Both hands under his arm, pulling my knees up. and over. Capture his leg. Forearms into the muscle. Gable grip here. I'm driving this hand up into the muscles like such, and this leg stretches. The next technique, I'm doing the exact same thing where I'm coming over, coming under, I pull his body on top. This time, he doesn't tap from it. So I continue. I'm reaching up here and getting control of his gi, and then rocking up on top of him. At this point, finish off with a choke. So I'm coming back to the same thing where I was going for the banana split / electric chair. Outside leg comes over, inside leg over top of my leg, but under his. Lifting, throwing him out the way, coming under. He doesn't tap from this, so I reach in, feed the gi to my hand, and I'm rocking up. Coming here, keeping the leg trapped, coming in for my choke. So again, I'm going for the electric chair. This little outside leg comes over, inside leg over top of mine, but under his. Bring him up, throw him off to the side. It's too flexible, he doesn't tap. Gripping his gi, his lapel. Other hand shoots in, passing it over. Coming up, keeping the leg trapped. Taking my hand here, keeping it in the gi, driving this elbow to the floor. And as I'm driving the elbow to the floor, I'm raising his chin to get my elbow down and to finish off the choke. And there you have the first technique, banana split / electric chair. The next one happens to be a sweep, because my opponent happened to be a little too flexible for the banana split. So I finish off by feeding in for a choke. Trapping one leg, driving the elbow to the floor, and raising the chin up with the forearm.
Okay guys, thanks for joining us for another episode of Scranton MMA Insider. I want to thank Lamont for coming in as a guest instructor today, showing us some sweet half guard stuff. And remember, you can submit all of your questions you want answered to Scranton MMA Insider at yahoo.com. We'll see you in a future episode.